Coach Freeman mentioned that your room looked like a mad scientist on Sunday. I guess what challenges and stuff does Stanford present?
Well, I have an unbelievable amount of respect for Coach Taylor and their system. I think they're clever. They can handle a lot and yet still execute. They give you a lot of formationing, a lot of shifts, a lot of motion, a lot of personnel groups. So I think it's an excellent system, and it's challenging. So that's what precipitated, obviously, trying to get to work on it right away. A lot to absorb here in a short period of time.
You were around two pretty good safeties in Cincinnati. What kind of allows Xavier to kind of be able to be that chess piece to kind of move around the defense and stuff like that?
Yeah, I think, like I've said, I think what X is doing really well right now is executing the defense, and then when the plays are there, he's converting. I think maybe one thing that he doesn't get as much credit as he deserves is his tackling is so much improved from a year ago, and he's a very powerful tackler. He's made some really great open field or space tackles, and I think that's been awesome. I think obviously he's catching balls, he's seeing the ball really well, and right now he's just playing at a really, really high level. And it's fun to watch. It's fun to watch him improve every day, and I think he's a testament to, practice precedes results, right? His practice habits have improved, his techniques have improved, and now he's at least seeing the fruits of that labor.
And then Devin Houston seemed to have a couple of good reps at the end of the game. I guess what have you seen from him this fall?
Yeah, it's good. I mean, we need that. We need young guys on the D-line to really step up between now and the bowl game, and I hope there's some of those guys in that group that are like, hey, I saw Snead play a lot last year in the bowl game. I saw so-and-so play a lot. I hope there's a bunch of guys in that younger group that want to challenge and get on the field in that bowl game. So hopefully we'll continue to see that.
Al, it's a long season, but it seems like your defense continues to play with a lot of high energy and intensity. What do you attribute that to?
They're great kids. They're phenomenal. They, we have two captains, but we have multiple leaders, and then we have a ton of great teammates. So there's really not a lot of third parties. And what I mean by that is, like, everybody's on the same page. Just because you don't have the C doesn't mean you can't lead. And we have a lot of those guys that do that. And then if you're not a leader, they're great teammates. They'll do what they need to do to execute the play or whatever the design of the defense is, and they're playing with energy. There's always things. Look, coaching defense this day and age is hard. Like, every week we're seeing a different system, different challenges, and so like the other day we weren't seeing the slum series, and all you guys asked me about it all last week. And what made it more challenging than a normal week was that we practiced it for 8 days. We didn't just practice it for 4. We practiced it for 8 days, and it was gone in 10 minutes into the game. It was over. So we made a lot of changes at halftime, and man, those kids executed everything the coaches put in front of them. And again, I thought our coaches did a great job, and the kids have been responding. I think they play like they love each other, which is an awesome thing to have.
In talking about leadership, is it something new this year that you're seeing as far as leadership, or is it just another person stepping up?
No, I think, well, I don't know. I think Coach Freeman would hope that our leadership is improving, with his second year, and I think that's true. I think our leadership has improved, and I think there's a lot of guys that are all on the same page and play together. And I think it's awesome to coach here because, you're coaching the technique, you're coaching the adjustments. You're not coaching all the other, nonsense. Like, they want to run to the ball, They love the game. They want to learn more. They want to be challenged. So I think all of that, is makes it a great environment, and I think you're seeing that. And obviously, it's all for naught if we don't do it again this week. That's what my challenge to them was today. We have to invest every week, and we can't say, oh man, these guys are different than last week. Man, I'm just tired of it. We can't do that. These guys are a challenge, and we got to invest in it.
Only giving up 15 points, I think it is, in the last 6 quarters. How much momentum does that give a team that's already got some added motivation going to Stanford on the road?
You're talking about us?
Yeah.
I don't even know the stats.
So 8 in the second half against Clemson, 7 total against Wake Forest, and then having the loss against Stanford last year. How much motivation is that going into?
We don't need much more motivation than that. I mean, Coach, rightfully so, was disappointed last year. He was disappointed in our performance on defense. We were disappointed in our performance. We let too many explosive plays occur. We were a little bit sloppy, and in a game where we needed to be a pivotal factor in it, we fell short. So that's our challenge on defense. In terms of your other question, it was
just that one.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Good.
And looking at this week, is obviously you did it last year, but how different is it when you're going through Thanksgiving week and kind of different schedule of Freeman's? Freeman normally has as far as attacking, like you said today, kind of attacking.
Yeah. No. I mean, I thought today was great. Today was a big challenge because we do a lot of our special situations, and that can get choppy. In terms of installation, man, they took care of it. They did a great job today, and that allows us to move on tonight to early downs and then obviously the third down on Wednesday. So, these kids will do what we ask them to do, and we pretty much, have to have that game plan in by Thursday morning, and I think they understand that. And I think probably Coach Freeman, I know for me and Coach Park and Marty, we were really proud of the guys for their performance Saturday because they were able to quell some of the emotions and maybe some of the distractions that associate senior day. It wasn't just senior day. It wasn't like 12 guys. It was 31 guys that could have could have impacted our game in a negative way, and it didn't. It probably impacted in a positive way. And I think, so we learned from that challenge how to focus and eliminate distractions, and hopefully we're carrying that forward this week.
All right, Coach, that's your time.
All right, guys. Okay, yeah, same to you guys. Happy Thanksgiving.
Anybody happen to throw one of the marshmallows in it like I did for Sam Hartman?
I still hadn't figured out what all was going on down there until about halfway through the third. I thought, what is going on? A bunch of flags thrown around, it was just marshmallows. So.
How did the team looking from your perspective after Sam goes out there and completes 277 passing yards, 4 passing touchdowns, and then you also be on the ground? What's the team looking like offensively for you at this point?
Well, I mean, I think we'd all, it wouldn't be truthful if we didn't say that, a good feeling, my dad always said a good feeling goes a long way, and those guys deserve that. Our seniors, our staff, but our seniors deserve that. And, that's a big moment for Sam, too. I think we tried to underplay it the best we could, but that's a tough thing to go do out in front of a bunch of people you still love and care for, and a lot of emotions tied to that, and for him and the guys to get a chance to play at that level and execute at that level, and just really happy for those guys and really happy for our program. And it's something we want to continue to get as close as we can to duplicate.
Where is the confidence at from that receiver group after their performance on Saturday?
Yeah, just to echo it again, I think that anytime, I think I said this a couple weeks ago, the only way to find success and gain confidence is to do it successfully, unfortunately. That's kind of the cost of it. And so anytime you get to, I've equated it to you're just kind of unlocking different keys to your game as you progress through your career. And I think our guys at wideout, as they continue to make plays and grow, which sometimes is growing pains, but when you do that, you unlock keys to your game. And our wideouts are unlocking keys slowly but surely. They've stayed to it. They're eager to learn. They're a fun group to be around and coach. And I think you'll continue to see that growth of that room. And it's something we've got to continue to grow in because that's the standard that we've all got to meet. But it's certainly good to see them unlock a piece of their game and gain confidence through success.
And then what were your impressions of Ashton's first start, and I guess what's his level at just in terms of the communication piece?
Yeah, I'm glad you asked because for what Ashton and Billy both did in essentially their first start together, and to go do that against a defense we had a lot of respect for, a defense statistically that we had a lot of respect for, and Coach Lambert and that defensive staff, a lot of respect. And they did front changes. They played a couple different fronts and brought different looks. And for Ashton as the center and kind of the control center of it all, to not have any snap infractions, to not have any issues with pre-snap penalties, and for Billy and he to go out there and play at the level they did was certainly a testament to those two young guys and their future, and to Joe Rudolph having those guys prepped and ready to go. So could have been more pleased with that.
Coach talked about, people have been talking about the success of the play action and things like that in the game against Wake Forest. What's your your thoughts, or just what you guys are able to do offensively?
Yeah, that's been a big word that I don't know. I've stayed away from the deals, but this play action thing is good, and I don't know if I can say the right thing. We believe in play action. We believe in play action when we know a defense is going to play the things that we believe are going to put us in the best chance to put people in conflict, which is what play action does. And we certainly had some good opportunities in this game to put guys on defense in conflict with our action throws, and it was certainly good to use them and continue to find ways to do that. And, it created explosive plays.
Gerad, without giving too much away, can you give us some insight into preparing for a team like Stanford?
Yeah, good. We certainly won't do too much, but I'll tell you this: it's anytime you have a team that plays an odd front and can also jump into an even front, so 3 down to 4 down, which is what Stanford does. It always puts more on your plate as an offense and an offensive staff prepared, because you can't just say, hey, we're going to run this particular amount of plays, this particular looks in a run game, and all these things, because now you have to have those sound and ready versus multiple fronts. That's what Stanford does. It kind of feels like we're operating on a short week because we've got to go so far. We got stuff scheduled and guys' school changes, so we're having to push ourselves to make sure we have a game plan ready and on time for our players, and still pay tribute to Thanksgiving Day. So that's kind of a loaded answer, but anytime, again, you have to prepare for a bulk of defense that maybe has multiple front coverage, it just makes it harder because you want to be more sound against everything to make sure you don't call bad plays.
With the season winding down, just anything you're proud of on the offensive side of the ball that you want to take pride in, that you guys maybe any challenges you may have overcome?
Well, pride's one of the 7 deadly sins, so I wouldn't. We won't take any pride in that. We get judged, and I get judged weekly. I think nobody understands that more than me, and what this entails and this job entails, and I've learned that. I would think and hope that maybe the one thing I hope that the staff and players would say is that Coach Parker stayed to it, didn't flinch in the eyes of any success or adversity, and we stayed true to who we are and continue to work through things and grow. And I think that's shown itself. There's many things to improve on. There's things that we'll go grab when it's time to, and we're done with this thing, to make sure we self-scout ourselves and take steps in the right direction to get this thing exactly where we want to be. And I believe we'll do that. And I believe that I'm capable of that, along with our staff and players are. And I think that's what you'll see as this thing continues.
All right, that's our time, Coach.
Thank you.
Happy Thanksgiving. Thank you all.
How we doing?
All right, man, how you doing?
Good.
Tell us about that blocked field goal, man. What's the feeling there?
I'm just excited, just being in this situation where, sometimes when you could be on field goal block, you're like, man, they're going to make it. But, if you just stay true to what you do and you trust your technique and actually try and care about the play, then you could actually cause something to happen. And that's what happened.
You weren't here last year, but have you heard about what took place in the loss to Stanford here in week 6, I think it was, last year? The thoughts of added motivation from players that were here last year?
Nah, I don't really ask about it, but I can see that guys are taking this week very seriously just by, I guess, what did happen last year, and just even that what's going throughout the season. Guys just all around the build have been extra motivated just to finish this thing off the right way, and that's what I want to do with it.
How would you assess your 1 year here at Notre Dame, and the success that you guys have had, and you as an individual has had as well?
I would assess my 1 year at Notre Dame to be a blessing. I wouldn't be here in this position today if it wasn't without God, and I just thank Him for putting me in the position that I am in, and just giving me an extra chance to put my head down and going to work, and to be around guys who want everything I want the same way that they do, in a coaching staff that cares about us. And you could see it by just through the winter workouts, through the grind in the summer, and just through the season. You see the motivation through everybody, and you see the emotions that everyone has. And honestly, I'm just blessed to be where I'm at, and I appreciate everything that Notre Dame has done for me.
How has Notre Dame made you a better football player?
I'd just say, just in the instincts of really focusing on my craft and just dumbing everything down to the littlest details. And every team meeting on a Tuesday, we started off like, what are you going to work on today to get better? And just to focus on that, because sometimes you could worry about an expansion of things that you really want to get better, but you really need to narrow it down to one thing. And then once you do that one thing just now allowing that to become kind of like a routine, and then now you can focus on other things.
If you can mention that one thing, what is the one thing that you'll take away as far as they made me better at this?
I would say I was able to understand football pretty good, but then they helped my expansion in my mind of that in the football game. It just when going in the staff room and talking about defense and talking about the schemes that we want to do and just seeing why we want to do it and understanding it.
What was kind of the toughest part to pick up about Al Golden's defense at first that kind of is paying off now?
I'd just say the amount of probably the amount of plays that we have, and just knowing that on this defense you really have this one job to do, and you have to trust everyone else to do their job. And if everyone else does that, then everything should go perfectly fine. Even if a call is but if everyone does their job, they still got to line up and play. So.
And then what have you kind of seen from Devin Houston as the fall's kind of progressed?
Devin Houston. I say I've watched him grow up and just take everything a little bit more seriously as he's been getting through everything and starting to catch on and just be around the older D tackles a lot and just ask them for game and knowledge, and he's just trying to take what they got and put it and add it into his own game.
Let's do one more if you got one more. Appreciate it. Good. Okay. Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Ashton, what's the last couple of weeks been like for you, man, becoming like the man of the hour to take over the center position?
It's been pretty awesome. I mean, from going to backup, not expecting to go in that Clemson game, to starting the next week, it's been pretty surreal and kind of one of those things I've dreamt of doing when I was a little kid. So it's been pretty awesome.
What was the best piece of advice that you got from a teammate, a coach, or somebody on the outside that really pumped you up for that first start?
Yeah, no, I would say talking to Joe Alt before my first start, he said just go out there and play like it's high school and just have fun. So I took that to heart, and that's pretty much what I did. And I really didn't have anything to worry about during the game, so I was just having fun, being myself, and doing what I love.
What was it like looking across the line at that defensive player for that first time?
It was different than high school, that's for sure. I mean, but from all the practice and preparation we do here, going against Howard and Rylie every day, it's helped me out a lot. So just being able to prepare, going against those guys, I think it's really helped me out in these past 2 games.
And then you were, I think, alongside Billy, right, in his first start as well. So what was the conversation leading up to that game?
Right.
Just how memorable you want it to be for both of you guys?
Oh, yeah. I mean, me and Billy have been practicing together next to each other for quite a while now, last year and the beginning of this year. So, I mean, we pretty much said the same thing. Just go out there, have fun, play for each other, play for the whole offensive line and these seniors, and just go do what we do.
Where has Coach Rudolph kind of helped your game the most over the last year?
I would say he's helped motivate me and kind of help me reach my capabilities and my potential. So he's really motivated me to be the best offensive lineman I can, and I've taken that to heart, and I've been putting in the work to do it.
How are you preparing for Stanford this week?
It's the same thing as last week. I mean, we go over the game plan, watch film, and just come together as an offense and offensive line, and just go over those little things that can help us win the game and beat Stanford. So.
We're good. Thanks.
Eli, what was the touchdown moment kind of like for you, and I guess what was kind of take us through the play?
I really wasn't expecting to get the ball, but it was a play-action play, and I was running the corner route and looked up and the ball was already out, and after that, I don't really remember what happened. Kind of blacked out. It was just a really cool moment for me, and it was just an unreal moment. I'm super happy about it, and I just can't thank my teammates and coaches enough for believing in me through all that's happened this year. So.
And then was that just kind of big for your confidence, just coming back from everything you've come back through and just kind of capping that off like that? Yeah,
no doubt. It was super rewarding for all the work I put in, and definitely a confidence booster heading in with some catches now. And I'd say it definitely helps my confidence heading forward.
Eli, you were on the team last year when kind of took that tough loss to Stanford. What's been, I guess, the conversation with a move of a team to kind of avenge what took place last year? against Stanford.
Can you say that again?
You're being here in the locker room and understand what the team went through on the field last year and the loss to Stanford. What's been the mood or the feeling trying to avenge what happened last year in Week 6?
Yeah, so I mean, today was the first day in the locker room, but you know, we've already mentioned the loss to them, and you know, obviously we want to get them back, but we're just treating this like any other game, and we're gonna prepare like we have, and yeah, just treat it like a game.
Rylie, what's kind of allowed you and Howard to kind of have success this year, up the middle?
Yeah, I think just, you know, learning each other's skill sets and playing off, you know, what each of us is good at. You know, we win a lot of games up front, so a lot of it, you know, allows us to have a little freedom to really work our strengths. And I think, you know, we've kind of come together and been able to play at a high level, so it's been fun.
And then what have you seen from Ashton throughout the year that's kind of allowed him to have success coming in?
Yeah, I think Ashton's a guy that, you know, he just comes in ready to work like every day, and I think it's been fun to see him grow. Like, I know, you know, he's on scout last year, then now, you know, he stepped in this role. I think it just kind of shows that he's a guy that, you know, always took his time to be ready, and, you know, it's kind of that next man up mentality. So, you know, for him to come in and, you know, play the game against Wake Forest at a high level, I think it just shows like how we develop guys and, you know, how well we want to come out and, you know, perform at the highest level.
And then what have you seen from Devin throughout the fall that's kind of just his progress as he comes out of his freshman year?
Yeah, Devin's like, I love just watching him like just be like, he's just like the funniest kid in the world. Like I'm cracking up at him like every day, and then like we go out to practice, like he's a guy that, you know, he's working, he's staying after, asking me questions. Like he just really wants to know and learn. So it's like, you know, you get an opportunity like that when he gets to get in the game. Like, dude, I'm pumped. Like Coach Wash is pumped. Like we're always excited to see him go in there, and then, you know, he went and did a good job. So I think, you know, it just shows that, you know, he's a guy that's just ready to learn, and, you know, I'm excited to, you know, watch him keep going throughout his career.
Rylie, as an observer, it looks like you're having a lot of fun out there. What's it like to have fun and be able to go out there and accomplish what you guys are doing on the football?
Yeah, I mean, anytime you win, it's like, no one's, you know, it's gonna be fun. But especially when you win like that on senior night and you get, you know, pretty much the whole team in the game, that's something that like everyone looks forward to, and it's like one of the coolest things in the world, because you got all these guys that, you know, putting that hard work, you know, from the winter to the summer, you know, during the season. So I really feel like it was kind of a reward for those guys, and, you know, kind of shows a testament to how hard we practice and how hard, you know, we want to go every day. And, you know, I'm just pretty pumped to have everyone in there, so I was like, hell yeah.
Defense seems to be the heart and soul of this team. You know, what is it? What's the magic sauce? What is Al Golden doing for you?
I think it's just, you know, I don't know if there's a magic sauce, but like, I think he's just like consistently coming in and out. And, you know, he's a guy that, I keep saying he's a guy, but like, you know, Coach Golden always comes in, positive attitude. He wants people to come and give their best every day. And, you know, we're willing to try new things. So I think just being consistently, you know, trying to find dominance in what we do and, you know, trying to come out and be our best has really been a part of that.
Rylie, sorry to change the mood of the questions, but like, what the sour taste that Stanford may have left in you guys' mouth last year, what's the feeling this week to avenge yourselves of what took place last year against Stanford?
Yeah, I mean, that sucked. It sucked last year. I think everyone looks back at that game, like there were, you know, definitely 4 or 5 moments where we could have won that game. You know, I look back at myself and I watch some of the things, and it's just, you know, that's fuel to the fire. And the only thing you can do is learn from that. But, you know, I think everyone here understands the importance of this game and what it means to win it. So, you know, I think we're going to start fast in practice. We're going to work hard tomorrow, work hard Wednesday, and, you know, come out and give it our best shot.
Did you happen to witness the flying marshmallow that Sam Hartman told us about? That got into his hot chocolate.
The guy in his cup?
He went right in his cup, so, and a female student threw it.
No, I didn't. At first, I kind of forgot about it for a second. And I was like, what the hell are people throwing? I just kept seeing like things flying on the field, and I was like, oh. And then they just like all started flying on. So I didn't see that, but like whoever shot that, it was a good shot. You should come play like baseball or something.
Anything else, Rylie? Happy Thanksgiving.
Cool. Yeah, you guys too.